Şimdi çok
bir konuşmacımız daha var galiba.
Var, çok enteresan bir şey. Burada notu var efendim.
Evet.
Öyle bir enteresan sunum ki adam bütün dünyadaki şifreleri hacklemiş adam.
Nasıl yani? Benimkini de, sizinkini de.
Yani dünyanın en tehlikeli şifre kırma yazılımını bu yapmış. Kırılmadık şifre bırakmamış dayı. Öyle söyleyeyim.
Gerçekten mi?
Evet. Yani Nimet abla da yılbaşı biletinin çeyreğinin ya da yarımının tamının ne olduğunu şifresini bile kırmış ya, öyle söyleyeyim sana. Vallahi öyle
Peki.
diyor abi, işte bütün yani bir yazılım yapmış ki Kekeo diye. Kekeo. Keko değil ama Kekeo. Evet. Kekeo'yla ondan sonra ya bizi keklemiyorlarsa eğer, açık söyleyeyim.
Evet.
Ben şu anda çok hakikaten bir tuhaf oldum ya. Bir Bülent Ersoy'la karşılaştığımda bu kadar tuhaf olmuştum. Kendimi çaresiz hissetmiştim. Bir de abiyle karşılaştığımda, çünkü abi bizi bile çözebilir. Burcu kavidur.
Tamam.
Adamı çözmedik şifre bırakmamış.
Tamam.
Tamam canım.
Benimkiler zor.
Evet, öyle olsun. Evet, buyurunuz efendim, o zaman siz
Evet.
çağırınız.
Evet, güzel. You disliked Mimikatz. Wait for Kekeo konulu sunumuyla. Doğru herhalde.
Evet.
Security researcher known as gentilkiwi. Benjamin Delpy'yi sahneye davet ediyoruz efendim, alkışlarınızla.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Oh, first I will unlock my password, so don't look at my password. It's very secure, okay? Okay. And it works. Yeah, perfect. So first, thank you to be here at this time. I know we are very late. I'm very hungry. So I'm still waiting the end of my slide too. So I'm Benjamin Delpy. I'm French. Maybe you know my Franglish accent. So I'm very sorry for the translator in this cabin because I know how it feels to translate my English. Sorry. But I can make it in French if you want. No? Yes, for you, but maybe after. Okay, so I'm the author of the Mimikatz tool. Maybe you know it. If you are a CISO, if you have some APT, you know about it. So I'm very happy to have made it, but I'm very sorry for some of you about that. But I'm also the author of the Kekeo tools. It's another one tools I've coded a few years after that I will describe. First, I make some little jokes about all certifications that I don't have, or any degrees that I don't have, because I don't like to rely on that. And on my professional side, I'm not an hacker, I'm a researcher in the French Central Bank, so I make some official research about security, of course, but it's not related at all with Mimikatz and Kekeo. It's a disclaimer, I must say that, of course. So, just a little reminders. Even if I look like very nice, cool, like this, I do very offensive stuff. Kiwi are dangerous, even the little one. So I code a lot, I created Mimikatz. But it was not known always as Mimikatz. So for very young people, I was creating Mimikatz as KDLL, KDL pipe, cats, all is related to cats. And for fun fact, it's not the first time I make some Turkish stuff inside Mimikatz. I already created a chocolate edition for a researcher known as Azinur in Turkey, which was used to hack passwords on Windows, of course, and to make some corrections because she finds some bugs in the tools. Okay, so Mimikatz, maybe you know the icons. If you find programs with a kiwi icon on your desktop, especially on domain controllers, you will have problems. But I'm happy about it. Originally, Mimikatz was not about dumping passwords. It was for me to learn C. It was for me to export non-exportable certificates to run programs that I'm not allowed to run, to make parser hash, make dumping hash from sessions, blah, blah, blah. I was not the first, but I wanted to understand how it works. But in 2011, I was very happy. I discovered passwords in memories. Wow. Not really in clear text, but it was encrypted, and just near the password, there is the key to decrypt. So it's like clear text. It's like if you send a zip file in the mail with the password of the zip in the same mails. Come on, it's not really encryption. During these times, from 2011, I created a lot of other things in Mimikatz. I done credential key Kerberos, pass the ticket, golden ticket, silver ticket, DC thing, DC shadow with Vincent. I made a kernel driver. I made a lot of stuff inside Mimikatz. Fortunately, bad guys don't use all of that. So literally, Mimikatz is doing coffee. It's not a joke. I had a question to ask to add a coffee command in Mimikatz, just to show to executive it's not always offensive, not dangerous. But now we are in 2018, and it still has passwords in memory. Nothing changed. So by default in Windows 10, you don't have password in memory. But I can guarantee you, you just have to add a registry key in Windows, and password are back in memory, in clear text, exactly like Windows XP. Time does not change. So hacker will use exactly the same things, and they do, for real. It's not a joke. The first case was with diginotar attacks. They hacked the PKI, not only with Mimikatz, but they use Mimikatz inside exactly the same files that was on Google Code at the time. They changed nothing and it works as hell. But of course it was used during the Olympic Games, during the hack of Sun's Casino, to the Dutch Bundestags. And I'm pretty sure you know a lot of examples, more than me, but you are not allowed to speak about it. And don't speak about it. You will maybe have more problems than me. But it was also in Mr. Robot's movies. So yes, it looks like frames, yes, but bad guys, they look TV. So they learn about Mimikatz even with the show. And I have a lot of questions just to integrate Mimikatz in bad tools just after the TV show. My phone was full the morning just after the series. But, my slide, oh yes. But Mimikatz, it looks like dangerous. So some companies, come back, please. Yeah. So you want to stop Mimikatz by stopping the slides, it's not a good idea. I will find you. Okay? So Carbon Black tried to stop Mimikatz by making jokes about me at BlackHat. It was not a good idea. So I know Carbon Black and Silence are no sponsors, so it's okay. Silence too, they even make joke about Carbon Black. Say, hey, Carbon Black is bad, but we stop Mimikatz. Okay, I just stop them in 5 minutes, I think, after the tweets. Mimikatz cannot be stopped because Mimikatz is not dangerous. It's technique behind Mimikatz which is dangerous. But Mimikatz was enough dangerous to stop tools. Okay, want to stop slides? Okay. But during the times, company was trying to stop Mimikatz. That's cool to stop clear text password from memory. That's very cool. But I was coding other things, like in previous lists. But I was also trying to code another tool, Kekeo. So Kekeo is more or less like Mimikatz. It's another program I coded to learn about Kerberos protocol internals, because I wanted to deal about cryptography. I wanted to deal with all structural Kerberos as I want. I don't want to use Kerberos MIT clients, MDAL, like on macOS, or Windows client, which is not open source at all, of course. So I created mine. It uses internal libraries. It's why I cannot distribute all the source code of Mimikatz, not because of secrets, because of intellectual property, in fact. Inside Kekeo, in the opposite of Mimikatz, there is some exploit, fixed, of course, to make you, by example, user to enterprise admin. Very useful in real life, of course. But during the times, I extended Kekeo to other protocols like RedSSP, TSSP, and other NTLM stuff, which is very interesting. It's not finished. I code all days, all night, so it will extend, and extend. So during this talk, yes, not at the half of the time, it's okay. I will try to explain to you, or to demonstrate at least to you, 2 examples. I know we don't have time for the bonus, so sorry. It was just for teasing. But I will try to expose the TSSP protocol, which is behind CredSSP. You know maybe about delegations when you make remote desktop and stuff like that. And PKinit Mustiness, which is a crazy name, but it was just for joking about a name that Microsoft is finding for fixing some things. Let's go. So TSSP, when you know about remote desktop protocols, when you make some terminal server, you have some applications, some critical application in terminal servers. You don't like to type your passwords. I don't like. Nobody likes to type its password all days. So Microsoft introduced single sign-on for terminal service, which is very useful. It will automatically log you on an RDP sessions without you typing your passwords. Magical. It's the most often used the case for terminal service. But it's not only for terminal service. This is also for remote PowerShell, when you make some remote command, and you want to make some double op stuff, but also other products of Microsoft, but mainly for remote desktop stuff. It's cool because Microsoft makes some documentation about a lot of protocol, like RedSSP and TSSP protocol, which is very interesting. When you read this protocol, you know it will send to the servers domain, username, and password. So it means that the password is somewhere. Maybe in clear text, of course. But it's not very easy to grab it. So it's very easy with Mimikatz. I make secure LSI logon password or secure LSI TSP key. It will work magically. Of course, we will have the password. It's a good example. I will not demonstrate this one. But you will need administrator rights. Sometimes people are not admin of their workstations, but in real life they are. But they are not. And when you are a malware, you don't want to go administrator and to have some signals that you are making bad things. So what if I told you that you don't need local administrator to grab your own passwords in Windows when you use this kind of SSO? It's logical. This schema is not from me. It's from Microsoft documentation. I just add the green and the red stuff. The red stuff is about my local workstations. So I'm not admin of it. But on the green side, it can be any server allowed to grab password from the single sign-on protocol. So there is a lot of exchange with a lot of difficult things, TLS, encryption, SP negotiation, blah, blah, blah. It's difficult. I know it's difficult because I had to code it. So trust me, it's difficult and it's annoying, especially in C. So, of course, to grab the password, we can connect to any remote target, and to grab the password from memory, you only must be remote administrator of the target. But it's too easy. But you can also impersonate any server allowed. For me, it's very easy because I managed to create golden tickets when I am a domain administrator and stuff like that. Sometimes I know the service account that is used to make for running the remote service. And very often, I have PKI access, so I'm allowed to create certificates for the remote computer, for the remote service accounts. There is a lot of options to impersonate a remote server. It's more easy to impersonate a remote server with service accounts than to know every user's password, of course. And what is very beautiful, you don't really need to go to the remote computer to impersonate it, because the protocols is not in charge to make the communication, so you don't have to make some magic stuff on the networks. You only need to manage communications locally. Don't trust me, I will try to make a demonstration. I know it's a keynote, but I love demonstrations. And yes, it has been a long time because I don't think there is any real demonstration during this conference. So I will try. God of the demo, please, be with me. Wake up, little PC. Oh, it starts very bad. Okay. We will restart the guest. Please, please, please. Please, workstation. Oh, yes. Please be efficient. Okay. So this is a local user, which is local admin for the demonstrations, but I will log on with a secret password, so don't look at it. Okay. Just to check if I am on the networks. Yes, I have tickets. So I will make it very quickly because of the times. So for these demonstrations, I will copy-paste command just to be very efficient because of the times. So I run another session. The user doesn't care. It's just for have a clear session in memory without any credential at all. So blah, 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 blah. I don't have really passwords. I don't care at all. Which is very important that in these sessions, I have no credential for the moment. But because we don't have times, I will just make it very... So I will just ask a ticket in the name of the service I want to impersonate. For the moment, I'm not using any admin stuff, but I know the service account password from the remote target. By example, I can make golden ticket, I can make other things, but because of the time, only passwords. So now I have credential of the ProNet service account that I know the passwords. I'm not admin. If I want to be admin, you know I must run as administrator, but I don't. On this side, if I remember well, it will impersonate the server like the RDP, but locally. On the other side, I'm not admin, I'm never admin for that. I will just organize the communications with the face server. On the client side, there is no information, because as you remember the previous schema, the clear text password is not on the client side, this is on the server side. On the server side, there is a lot of crypto stuff. Blah, 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 I will not describe the crypto, this is difficult, this is annoying, but at the end, this is the password of my current users, without any administrator rights. Just by knowing a service account password, a service account not related at all with the users. Let's go back to slides because of the time. It looks like magic. It's a little bit magic because it's just internal protocols. You have to meet a lot of conditions to have this result. But trust me, it works for real. Now I will try to demonstrate PKinit mustiness. It's about smart card, it's about crypto. But I will make it easy in 3 minutes. When you use your password to log on Windows domain, it's very easy. It makes an NTLM hash or an iOS key from your password. Key derivations, easy, basics, crypto. And it will encrypt a timestamp from your computers. On the remote side, this is a DC at the right of the screen. The DC is aware about your NTLM hash or your IIS key because this is the domain controller. It knows you. It knows you. So if your password is good, it will decrypt the timestamps and it will make a comparison. If the time is more or less 5 minutes by default with the domain controllers and the password is good because of the decryptions, it will give you access to the domain. To give you access to the domain, it will create for you a TGT, which is your identity on the network on the Kerberos sides. But for you to be able to use the TGT, you must have a session key for this TGT. A TGT is a clear text in the networks. So everybody can use it now because you need the session key. And this session key is encrypted by your NTLM hash or iOS key and your password. This is very simple. This is basic crypto. There is an array at the end. This is more easy to understand. But when you use smart cards, there is no symmetric key. This is public and private key. So you have the timestamp. You sync the timestamp with your private key on your smart cards. And you embed your public key on the request, because it is public. Who cares about that? You send it to the domain controller. The domain controller verifies the signature, verifies the CRL, verifies the authority, a lot of crypto stuff. But at the end, it will give you, if it's OK, it will give you the TGT plus the encrypted session key. The session key is encrypted by your public key. And at the end, you use your private key of your smart card to decrypt the session key, and you will be able to use it. Easy basics. But there is another mode, Diffie-Hellman. Diffie-Hellman will be the wizard on this slide because I don't want to explain Diffie-Hellman during a conference. There is Wikipedia for that. Diffie-Hellman is an addition to RSA on this slide. So you sync the timestamp exactly like the previous ones, but you embed the public key, but in addition, you embed the Diffie-Hellman parameters. It's more or less another session key. The domain controller will verify the signature, of course, the CRL, blah, 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 but at the end, it will send you the TGT plus the encrypted session key. But the encrypted session key will not be encrypted with your public key, but with the Diffie-Hellman derivative key. What is the problem with that? It's very easy, more or less. When you use a password, you need your password to encrypt the timestamp, and you need your password to decrypt the session key. When you use RSA smart card, you need your private key to sing the timestamp and your private key to decrypt the session key. When you use RSA with Diffie-Hellman, you need your private key to sing the timestamp, but you don't need your private key to decrypt the session key. It means that if you have terminal servers, for example, with a lot of administrators on it, and you will be able to use to remote control the smart card of the administrator. Trust me, it's possible. I can remotely control smart card of users. You will be able to sync timestamp in advance and use it. Time is very short, so I will make a little demonstration with a real smart cards. For people that have implemented smart card in real-life enterprise, you know that making just a demonstration with a smart card is already an exploit. So please go to the demo. Again, be with me. So I put the smart card. All is okay. I put my secret PIN code. Don't see it. It's a joke. I will show you the PIN code after. Just to show you why I can't remote control smart card. When you make some smart card in Windows, Windows is very kind. It keeps in memory the PIN code, which is very secret. It's 000 here. So you can have your PIN code. It's in memory, okay? Just forgot about it. But now I will use Kekeo, because I have the PIN code of the users, and I will be very efficient, blah, blah, blah. And I will ask Kekeo to make pressing a timestamp in the future. I will sing 5 pressing a timestamp. It is a demonstration, so it's in the near future. I will not wait 1 month. The organizer will be very mad at me if I do that. So now I have 5 pressing a timestamps. If I am an hacker, I will use it in another computer, of course. Oops. Copy-paste between virtual machine is also an exploit. So just to show you, I don't have any access to the DC in this computer. This is NAC machine. I'm outside the domains. But I have pressing a timestamp. And my smart card is here now. I will not use it. So I will use a bad one, just to show you. Error skew. My ticket is too far in the future. Okay, you see the times. This is the time of the DC. This is the time of my ticket. It's too in the futures. But if I use the correct one, so imagine you have pressing it one for 1 month, of course. The authentication is valid against the DC. So it's not a legend. I will make exactly the same commands I made previously. On this one, this time, I have access to the domain controllers without any smart cards. And I can guarantee you, I don't have time to show you, but I guarantee you, if you go to the event viewer on the domain controller, the event viewer is trusting you. He say, hey, yes, this user is authenticate with the smart card, even if the smart card is not used. You can even log with the same smart card at 2 points, 3 points, as you want. Even if you have some smart card to give to a colleague, just to make an operation for 5 minutes, do not do that. You can use it to make pressing a timestamp for 1 year if the certificate is valid. It's dangerous. Yes, from the beginning, good idea for the timing. So just to finish that, it's not a Windows problem. It's a problem from the Kerberos protocols. If you implement PKI to make some smart card authentication with Kerberos, you must implement DFL-man. There is no choice for that. Otherwise, you are against the RFC, and you must follow the RFC, of course. If you implement elliptic curve certificate, you don't have choice. You must implement DFL-man. Microsoft is trying to make some change for that, because this is Microsoft that discovers there is a problem with DFL-man. I just make the tools to exploit it. So they try to make a GPO for that, just to prove by another action on the network that you have really the smart card in your hands. That's very cool, but you must have a full domain with Windows 10 only, on Windows 2016 only, which is virtually impossible outside of a lab. So forget about it, especially if you have Unix stuff. But OP is not, you can OP a lot of stuff with that, because this is very easy to trap on the network. If you have some IPS on the networks, if you see some signed requests with different parameters, when only people are using RSA, you can know there is a problem with that. So I don't have time for other stuff. So no demo times, no 3 demo in 20 minutes. It was an exploit. So thank you for your attention. I don't think we have time for questions.